Okay, so nakikita nyo na yung naka-flash, mga kapatid? Hala naman si Lucian, ba't mo nilagyan ng camera, anak ko? Nakakahiya. Okay lang. Ah. Ayan, so we're here now in our week 4, which is entitled as Text and Visual Dimensions of Information and Media. As you can see, our title is about text and visual. So, some of you has already submitted their outputs regarding this week 4 activities. But let us try to understand further what is about the text and visual dimensions of information and media. Ayan. So, today, this is our most essential learning competency to describe the different dimensions of text information and media and visual information and media. Daddy, ihinga mo nga yung TV. Ayan. So our objective for this afternoon is about to explain the principles in designing text and visual elements. Evaluate the impact of text and visual content and forms. Design a personal brand or logo using appropriate text and visuals. Spread positive and affirming information through visual media. Ayan. So, hindi na logo yung pinagawa ko sa inyo. Ano? Ang pinagawa ko na is yung combination of text and visual. But some of you, text lang ang ginawa. So, okay. So, what can you see in this picture? Anyone?
Conversation, ma'am.
Conversation. Any other answer? Aside from conversation, what do you see?
Message.
Message. What else?
Fonts.
Fonts? Fonts. Okay. Fonts. Wherein this picture or font talks about our lesson for this afternoon. It refers about text. Ayan. So, what is a text? Can anyone read to me the definition of a text?
Ako na, ma'am.
Okay.
Text, a simple and flexible format of presenting information or conveying ideas, whether handwritten, printed, or displayed on the screen. Any human-readable sequence of characters that can form intelligible words.
Okay. When we say sequence of characters, pwedeng kasama dyan yung characters, yung comma, yung question mark, tuldok, asterisk, etc. Those are all text aside from alphabet. So those are all examples of a text. So this helps a person in presenting an information or conveying ideas, whether it should be handwritten or printed or displayed on screen. Okay. Question: which of the following pictures are more readable?
Nasa right side, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yung red po, yung background niya. Yung sign.
Why? Why do you say so?
Kasi baliligtad yung nasa left side, ma'am.
Mirrored yung nasa left side, ma'am.
Mirrored. What else?
Mas
Any
malaki yung font size, ma'am.
Okay, any objection regarding the answer of right side? Yung red? Wala namang nag-object? Okay, the answer here is which of the following pictures are more readable? Of course, in terms of height of the text or size of the text, mas readable yung red. Ito. Pero, what do you think bakit hindi niya napansin? Bakit tumatawid pa rin siya? Anyone?
Sadyang matigas lang siguro yung ulo niya, ma'am.
Nakatalikod siya sa text, ma'am eh.
Talikod siya sa text. Okay, so, in this lesson, we will be going to learn about the different positioning of the text to notice if why some of it are not readable enough o kung bakit hindi nanonotice ka agad. So, ayan. We have another pictures here. So, some text gives warning and some texts are confusing. Ayan, kagaya nung poster, welcome po kayo dito, pero may nakalagay na no entry. And then, some text gives warning, bawal umihi dito, nakikita sa CCTV. Ayan. So, text as a visual is the representation or style of a text. A typeface is usually composed of alphabets, numbers, punctuation marks, symbols, and other special characters. Fonts in digital format are installed in forms such as TrueType font or ito yung extension file name niya. Kagaya sa Microsoft Word, ang extension file name natin ay .doc or .doc. Sa Excel naman, we have .xls. Sa PowerPoint, we have .ppt. Pero dito naman, sa digital format ng mga font, we have the .ttf, which stands for TrueType Font or OTF, Open Type Font. Ayan. Okay, so question, if they offer the same service, which do you prefer to go? Alin dito sa dalawang poster ng pagupitan or barbershop ang pupuntahan ninyo?
Yung sa may ma'am. Right side.
Yung Carbonell?
Yes, ma'am.
Sa Biglang Gwapo Barbershop, ma'am.
Bakit nahati? Bakit nahati ang opinion nyo ngayon? Bakit nga? Okay, some of you, the answer is Carbonell haircut until 12 midnight open, then the Biglang Gwapo Barbershop. Why? Okay. Kasi, when you're going to promote something or advertise something, kailangan yung ma-encourage yung iyong mga customers. Sa palagay mo may pupunta sa Carbonell haircut kung alam nila na ang Carbonell ay funeral parlor. Di ba? Then, so some of it, pupunta sa biglang gwapo kasi parang yung pangalan pa lang, maeengganyo na yung tao na, ay nakakagwapo dito ako pupunta. Yung mga ganon. But it's not the, parang, it's not the point here. Ang pag-aaralan lang natin is, how are you going to align some font types, or how are you going to make a strategy kung sakaling kayo ay magkakaroon na ng business later on. Paano mo i-encourage yung mga customers mo? Ayan. So, as you can see, nakakaengganyo din yung font ng Carbonell despite yung pangalan niya, 'di ba? Kasi maganda at maayos yung pagkakasulat. Ayan. So, let's try to talk about the different typeface or font style ng mga text. What is a typeface? Anyone? Where is Renalyn Coloma? Annalyn Coloma, wala siya. Joylyn Babaran.
Typeface, also font type, refers to the representation or style of a text in the digital format, usually comprised of alphabets, numbers, punctuation marks, symbols, and other special characters.
Ayan. Okay. Thank you, Miss Guapa. Ayan. So, when we say typeface, it is also called as, known as font style o yung itsura ng text. Pwedeng font type, pwedeng font. Ayan. So, yung nakikita yung pagkakaiba-iba ng mga itsura ng text. This refers to the style of the text. Pwedeng sulat kamay, pwedeng into digital format. So, there are two text categories which is called the formal text and the informal text. The formal text, examples of these are news articles, published books, newspapers, magazines, advertisement, or research works. Syempre, ang pangit naman kapag gagawa ka ng thesis mo or research book mo, pero ang font mo ay sisilpo or cursive, 'di ba? So, yung informal na sinasabi naman, examples of these are blogs, personal emails, SMS, online messengers, social media platforms, etc. So, ang nakikita nyong picture dito ay example ng formal at informal text. So, here's the example of a thesis book. Ay, yung harapan niya, yung title niya, ayan. It's a formal text. At meron naman dito yung sa vlog, wherein makikita mong iba-iba yung itsura ng text. May kulay puti, may background na picture, ayan. Nakabanking yung isa, at yung isa naman ay straight yung pagkakasulat. Ayan. Those are examples naman ng informal text. Okay, let's talk about the different typeface examples. Ito naman yung different typeface examples natin. Number 1 is serif. Serif connotes formality and readability in large amount of text. Ayan. Ginagamit ito pang body of the textbooks, newspapers, magazine, etc. So, yung kalimitang ginagawa yung research nyo, which is the Times New Roman, Garamond, or Baskerville. Ayan. Next is the sans serif. Sans serif brings a clean or minimalist look. Minimalist ibig sabihin, maliliit siya pero readable pa rin. Yun yung sans serif. Examples are Arial, Tahoma, Verdana, or Calibri. Or yung kalimitang ginagamit naming text sa inyong mga grading sheet. Ayan. Maliliit pero readable pa rin. Or yung sa mga test papers ninyo, exam. Ayan. Sans serif. Then next is the slab serif. When we say slab serif, this carries a solid or heavy look to text. Solid or heavy look, it can be used for large advertising sign or billboards. Ayan, kagaya ng Rockwell at saka ng Playbill. Ginagamit ito pang title, sa mga kalsada, ayan, mga signage, slab serif. And then, the next one is what we call script. Ang script naman draws much attention to itself because it is a brush-like strokes. So, ginagamit ito pang wedding invitations, ayan, or other formal event, mga debut, ganyan, kasal, debut, etc. Kasi maganda yung pagkaka-cursive niya. Example ng font na ito ay Kamsler, Vladimir, or Edwardian. Ayan. Next is what we call decorative. This caters to a wide variety of emotions. Emotions, kagaya ng kung happy ka, kung sad ka, ayan, such as celebration, fear, horror, etc. Or themes such as cowboy, circus, holiday, summer, or kiddie, etc. Pwedeng birthday, pwedeng pang Halloween, ayan. Example of this font are Chiller, Jokerman, or Curls. Ayan. Ano-ano yung 6 na examples ng ating typeface? What are those?
Serif, sans serif, slab serif, script, display / decorative.
Okay.
5 lang ata, ma'am.
5 lang? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lang pala. Sorry. Ayan, 5. Okay, very good. Okay, so, since nalaman na natin yung iba't ibang example ng font type, now let's talk about the different design elements. Ano naman ngayon yung tinatawag na text design elements? So, we have the design principal elements for text such as emphasis, appropriateness, proximity, alignment, organization, repetition, and contrast. So, 7 lahat yan. First is the emphasis. Ay, nakikita nyo yung naka-flash? Ayan. So, emphasis refers to the importance or value given to a part of the text-based content. Nagbibigay siya ng kakaiba or value, importance or value. When trying to make a point or highlighting a message, you can make the text bold, italicized, or heavier weight, or pwedeng darkened or lightened depending on the background color or enlarged. Pag sinabing emphasis, ito yung unang-unang mapapansin mo na kakaiba ang itsura doon sa group of text doon sa design. Example, itong poster na ito, War Destroys Children's Lives. Alin dyan yung binigyan niya ng emphasis? Anong word? Anyone?
Ma'am, excuse me ulit po yung tanong.
Alin dyan yung dito sa poster na War Destroys Children's Lives, alin dyan yung anong word yung binigyan niya ng emphasis? Anong text yung may emphasis?
Yung destroys, ma'am.
Correct. Very good. Okay, so yung destroys, kasi yun yung kakaiba ang itsura ng text. Nakuha? Dito sa second picture, alin dyan yung binigyan ng emphasis?
Important, ma'am.
Correct. Oh, naawatan nyo na yung emphasis. Tama. Important. Nakuha? So, yun ang emphasis. Next, we have appropriateness. So, ito pinag-uusapan natin yung element ng text. Appropriateness of a text. This refers to how fitting or suitable the text is used for a specific audience.
Kuya, yung mic niya po. Kuya LP.
Nangabak dansan, yan TML dan. Okay. Paki-off muna yung mic nyo, Okay, let's talk about the appropriateness. Eto naman, makikita ninyo yung banner ng happy birthday. Is it appropriate yung mga nakalagay? Hindi, di ba? Kasi parang patay naman na yung binabati mo ng happy birthday kung ganyan. Then, we also have here an example of a calling card ng dentist. Ano to? Cosmetic and dentistry. Okay, kung ganitong ibibigay mo na calling card sa mga customer, hindi na sila magpapabunot sa'yo ng ngipin kasi matatakot na sila. Nakuha? It's not appropriate. Then, another example is yung nicho. Yung nicho mo naman parang happy-happy ka pang namatay si James Morton. Kasi yung text na ginamit ay decorative. 'Di ba? Decorative yung may style, ganyan. So dapat kung patay yung ang font na gagamitin mo ay it's either formal.
Ano po 'yon?
It's either formal or pwedeng script. Ayan. Then next is proximity. Proximity refers to how near or how far are the text elements from each other. So, merong example dito ng calling card. Ang tinatawag na proximity ay yung pagkaka-ayos ng mga text. Ayan. Dito sa left na example, St. Stephen High School, as you can see, agwawarati text na. Yung telephone number na sa baba, yung address na sa taas, yung website na sa kabila. Ayan. Hindi mo masyadong maintindihan, magulo kumbaga. Unlike, kapag may proximity siya, maayos tignan. Ayan. Stephen High School, itong kabilang example, ayan, nakaayos yung kanyang text. Yun yung proximity. How near or how far are text elements from each other. Then, alignment. Okay, sa alignment natin, this refers to how the text is positioned in the page. So, ang alignment, meron tayong left align, center, right align, and then justify. Yung pagkakaayos na ito ng text, wherein kalimitang ginagamit or ina-apply ito sa mga formal kind of text. And next is what we call organization. This refers to a conscious effort to organize the different text elements. Ayan. To organize. 'Di ba yung mga painter natin, kung ano-anong mga image yung nilalagay nila. Bine-blend nila yung mga position, yung mga colors, etc. Pero nakakabuo sila ng abstract painting, yung tinatawag na abstract painting na kung saan nagagandahan tayo. Ganon din sa text. Kailangan tignan mo din yung kanyang organization. Merong patayo, merong pahiga. Bine-blend natin yung positioning niya to create a beautiful one. So, as you can see, merong nagbigay sa akin ng example kagabi. So, nilagay ko din dito. Hindi ko naman sinasabing mali yung ginawa niya, pero maganda. Ayan, dream it. These are the two example of organization. Dream it, then make it happen. And then the second picture, meron namang dream na nakatayo lang, then make it happen na nakabangking yung happen. Ayan. So, maganda kapag minamaximize pa natin yung karunungan natin sa pagsusulat ng text. Then, we also have here an example. A repetition. What is repetition? Ayan. Repetition. Encourage the use of repeating some typeface. Inuulit-ulit niya yung text, pero ang kalalabasan ay magandang design. Pinapalitan lang niya ng kulay. Ayan, kung nakikita niyo yung example. And we have the last element, which is contrast. Contrast is achieved when two elements are different from each other. Kagaya nitong slide, PowerPoint slide natin. Naglagay ako ng text na dilaw. Of course, yung background niya ay, since light color yung text, kailangan ang background niya ay dark color, may contrast. Hindi pwedeng light color yan, yellow kunwari, at tapos ang background niya ay white. Hindi na makikita or hindi na mababasa yung text. Nakuha? So, we can also refer doon sa color wheel natin. Ayan, may color wheel tayo dito para alam natin kung ano yung mga contrast na colors na i-blend natin later on. Ayan, hindi pwedeng pagsamahin ang yellow at orange, syempre, hindi na makikita. Like green and yellow, hindi na rin makikita. So, ano yung contrast niya? So, the best contrast is yellow and purple. Or green and red. Or blue and orange. Ayan, nakuha? Nakuha? Ayan. Makaturturog ka insan. Okay, next. What can you notice in these photos? Natapos na tayo dun sa elements. Ano-ano yung mga elements natin? Ayan, magtatawag ako Ni-review nyo ba ang elements?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, magtatawag ako. Okay. This refers on how near or how far the text is. This refers on how
Proximity,
near or...
ma'am.
Ang galing-galing talaga ni Jerwin. Next. Hindi ko din memorize kaya hindi din ako naka-ready kaya tinitignan ko yung slide. Ayan. Ayan, proximity is correct. This encourage the repeating of font text or text style.
Repetition.
Okay,
Yes, repetition.
Sinong sumagot? Very good.
Opo,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, very good, Miss Guapa.
Ako kaya, charon.
Hindi, nauna siya. Okay. This refers and give importance or value to the text.
Emphasis, ganon.
Oo nga, nakita mo ano. Okay, very good. So, reviewin nyo yan. Maraming lalabas na ganyan ang tanong sa exam. Okay, next. What can you notice in these photos? Anong nanonotice ninyo? Aside from my text na siya, ano pang nandoon?
Readable yung text, ma'am.
Okay. Sinong sumagot ng visual?
Denver, ma'am.
Okay, Denver. Very good. So, as you can see, yung picture natin may kahalong text or yung text natin may kahalong picture. That is called visual. So, our next topic is what we call visual. Ayan. We have different visual media here. Examples are photography. Next is video. Ayan, photography, syempre yung static o yung steady lang siya. Hindi gumagalaw. Yung video is gumagalaw. And then, next example is screenshot. Another example is infographic, comic strips, ayan, meme, ayan, and then, graph or chart. Ang bongga ng graph niya, no? May kasamang mga icons. And then, another example of visual is visual note-taking. Na-try nyo na ba yan? Magte-take down notes pero images yung nilalagay. That is called visual note-taking. Ayan, let's try to see our or open our modules or turn your modules on page 22. Tignan natin yung module natin sa page 22. Ayan. Nakikita nyo ba? Nagpa-flash ba?
Wala pa po, ma'am.
Ay, wala.
Pa lang po siya, ma'am.
Okay, so open nyo na lang yung module nyo, yung copy nyo ngayon. Wait lang. Sus, nag-hang. Oh my gosh. Ayan. Medyo marami-rami itong visuals natin, mga kapatid. Kaya hindi ko na nilagay sa slide. Ayan. Sa page 12 ng inyong module, page 12, kanina pinag-usapan natin yung different design elements ng text. Ngayon naman, pag-usapan natin yung different design element ng visuals. Nakuha? Okay, number 1 is what we call line. Page 12 tayo Page 12, week 4 PDF. Ayan. Line. This describes a shape or outline. So, pag sinabing line, merong vertical, merong horizontal, diagonal, or contour. Pwedeng thick line, pwedeng thin line. O sa Tagalog, tinatawag siyang linya. 'Di ba may mga drawing minsan na linya-linyahan mo lang pero ang ganda ng pagkaka-create nila ng image. Kaya naging element siya ng visual. Next, number 2 is what we call shape. A geometric area that stands out from the space next to it. Ayan, a geometric area that stands out from the space next to it because of differences in value, color, or texture. 'Di ba yung logo ng Olympics, bilog-bilog lang siya pero iba-ibang kulay. So, example siya ng shape visual image. Nakuha? O di kaya yung pinagdikit-dikit na payong. Kapag may fiesta, 'di ba? Ginagawa nilang display. Ayan, so it is an example of shape visual images. Then number 3 is what we call value. It is the degree of light and dark in a design. Degree of light and dark in a design. It's the value. 'Di ba pag nagko-coffee painting tayo, isang kulay lang yung ginagamit natin, which is brown. Pero nakaka-create tayo ng magandang image dahil dun sa degree of light and dark ng pag-stroke natin ng brush dun sa painting. Tama? Nakaka-create siya ng magandang images. Yun yung value na tinatawag. Then, next is texture. The way a surface feels or is perceived to feel. Texture. Parang nakikita mo pa lang yung image, alam mo nang magaspang siya. 'Di ba? Parang nakikita mo pa lang yung image, alam mo nang smooth yung object na nasa image. Yun yung texture. The way a surface feels or perceived to feel. Ayan. Next, number 5, color. Determined by its hue. Hue, example, name of a color, intensity, purity of the hue, and value of an image. Yung lightness or darkness of a hue. Yun yung color. Ayan. Another element is what we call form. A figure having volume and thickness, an illusion of a three-dimensional object can be implied with the use of light and shading. Ayan, yung form naman. Meron yung mga type of drawing na parang ganun din sa coffee painting na which is ball pen yung ginamit. Isang kulay lang pero nakakagawa tayo. Wala kasi akong example ng mga painting para sana ipakita ko sa inyo. Pero tignan nyo yung module yun, nando doon. Yung example of form. Ayan. The thick pen strokes are used to achieve volume and thickness on the sketch. Ayan. So, a figure having volume and thickness, yun yung ibig sabihin ng form. Ayan. Yung mga binanggit ko, mga kapatid, lalabas yan sa exam. Ang dami. Ayan. Fonagado. Let's talk about the different types of shots. Types of shots. Kasi kapag kumukuha tayo ng picture, nagka-capture tayo ng image, may mga anggulo dapat yan. Ni apay naglib dyan, dumahan ko pa yung bagang aglib da. Ayan. Hindi pa ako nag-check ng attendance. Mamaya na ako mag-check.
Boss, ma'am, naibos ka na JMB da.
Ni,
Data
awan,
da ka ma'am.
hang ko pa yung na-check attendance. Okay, so, eto ba, i-explain ko pa o babasahin nyo na lang?
Brown out pa, ma'am.
Brown out. Ay, brown out sa inyo?
Yes, ma'am.
Sumit
Malakas
na
pa
gaya.
yung ulan, ma'am.
Dito nagagaruod na din. So, nilagay ko naman na doon sa activities nilagay ko naman na sa announcement ko sa GC ninyo yung activities na sasagutan ninyo dito sa week 4, tama? Meron dito yung column A tsaka column B, wherein sasagutan ninyo 1 up to 15. Nagawa nyo na ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Oo, yan
Yes,
yung
ma'am.
sasagutan nyo. Nasa page 25 siya. And then, ngayon, ayan, ang daming nagtatanong kung ano yung gagawin na slogan. Ayan, nasa page 27 yung example. Kung makikita nyo, yung example ay may kasamang image. Yung mga sinubmit nyo, hindi nyo in-include yung visual. Ang ginawa nyo lang ay text. Ang lesson natin sa week 4 ay text and visual, mga kapatid. Pero okay na yun, wag nyo nang baguhin yun. Sa mga hindi pa nag-submit, dagdagan nyo ng visual. Kailangan ganito, nasa page 27, visual na may kasamang text. So, nakalagay dyan, naka-bold dyan, naka-underline dyan, you will not be graded based on the number of likes. Hindi basehan yung dami ng likes Hindi basehan ang dami ng likes ninyo sa Facebook. Walang kinalaman yun sa pag-grade sa inyo. Nakuha? Kaya whether you post it or not, gigradean ko pa rin yan as long as sinend nyo sa akin sa message. Nakuha? Okay, so yun lang. Ang sasagutan ninyo ay yung page 25 at yung page 26-27 na kung saan gagawa kayo ng positivity challenge yan, no? So, i-relate natin yung mga sinulat-sulat nyo dun kung about positivity ba yung mga text na nilagay nyo. So, ganun lang naman. Ayan. Nandito na rin yung ating rubric sa page 28.
Ma'am, ano pong topic sa sa slogan po?
anything. Anything under the sun, basta about sabi niya, the reason why this next
Positivity daw.
activity you will do a positivity challenge and flood the internet with encouraging posts for a student and teachers. Encouraging. Paano mo sila encourage? About i-relate nyo naman ng media and information literacy na subject, ganun. I-promote nyo na ang ICT, kasjay. O para hindi lahat ng kahit sa ibang school, pag nabasa nila yung slogan ninyo, ma-encourage sila na ay may magandang dulot din pala ang online learning, mga ganon. Nakuha? So yun lang po ang gagawin natin. May 14 na. Hindi ko pa na-check ang inyong mga attendance. Okay.